So I wanted to come in and just pop in today to go over a couple of things that was in my head and in my mind. Pretty random, but I've it's been really weird lately that I have had just the strong urge to kind of control my outcomes, right? It's kind of a bad habit of mine. I like to call it being preventative, but you know, I like to find ways to prevent things from happening so that, um, I guess, so that I can create some space so that I can do, you know, whatever I can to not hurt myself or to keep people from hurting me. And so I need to know all the details in advance. I need to know absolutely everything. And it's something that I know I definitely need to work on, right? Because we as humans have needs, right? And one of the strongest needs is the need to know. I know it is for me. And, we tend to want to know like the details and the desired outcomes. And, you know, when we kind of when we get scared, I know for me, when I get scared, I tend to create mental stories. I think we all do create kind of like mental stories and create bridges of knowledge, to take us from the not knowing to the solid in our knowing, right? And in the process of building those stories to protect ourselves, um, you know, we kind of close our mind to like the truths or confirmed facts, and even sometimes our surroundings. And this means that we tend to create an answer to responses before we've heard them, right? Or if before we get all the details, or sometimes it's just like an automatic response, right? So for me, I always want to say, well, I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen because, it's happened before, or just because my previous experience. And, you know, um, that's not always necessarily a good thing. I know this may not be making sense, but, uh, for example, I have the tendency when I don't want my feelings hurt, right? I don't want my heart broken. It's a protective mode for me to try to get as many answers and ask certain questions so that I can create a story of who I think someone is, so that I can guard my heart, my mind, my space accordingly, right? That's not always a good thing. Instead of letting, someone organically show me who they are, instead of poking and probing and prying and trying to figure them out, it's almost like I want to beat them to the punch, right? It's not necessarily a healthy thing to do. So yeah, sometimes it's best that you don't know all the answers. Sometimes the reason why you want to create answers is because, you want to protect or guard, and that is usually a trauma response. For me, it's a trauma response because I like to be in control. And the reason why I like to be in control is because I spent so much time in my childhood not having somebody protect me, right? So I felt like, you know, the the safety, the amount of control other people had over my life, they didn't do a good job. So I, who have who has control over my life in my adulthood, I try to have all the control. And I try to prevent as much as possible so that I can keep myself safe, right? Safety is super important to me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's healthy. So if that is something that you're struggling with too, um, let me know and just understand that you are safe. Your experiences that you've had and the way that you operated to try to keep you safe when you were younger does not mean that it is the way you have to respond now as an adult, right? And don't try to feel like you have to know everything and all the details. It's good to be in the know, right? Because you want to assess every situation to the best of your ability so that you can make the best choices for yourself. However, when you insert previous trauma into that, you have the tendency to kind of bring in a trauma experience into a current experience that is causing you no hurt or harm, right? So go based off of the facts and the truths, your intuition. Your gut will never lie to you, right? And don't necessarily self-sabotage and set yourself up for failure. It's kind of my long tip for the day.